So the Terminator series right now is in a bit of a weird flux. I mean, we're not really too sure what direction it's going to go. I mean, we've got the recent Terminator Dark Fate movie, which... and we've got the video games over the last 30 plus years that have either been hits or misses, and you know, it's kind of a toss-up as to which one we're going with. So what happens when you get a Terminator video game that is better than the movie and will actually have you wondering, why wasn't this the movie? Well, you get Terminator Resistance. This game is absolutely fantastic, and I've already covered in detail a full written review over at mekelkasanova.com. If you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link to that down here below, and it'll probably pop up overhead in one of these two corners. But this game, it's not perfect, but we're gonna find out in this video if it gets the "you need this game" emblem of approval. So, with that being said, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber, host of the #1 podcast in the state of Hawaii, the Kasanova Podcast. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasionally Saturday and Sunday, so if you want to catch those, the information is down in the description below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get this video going, and let's see if Terminator Resistance is worth your hard-earned money. Roll the intro. The story takes place in 2028 with Private Jacob Rivers, who's the sole survivor of the resistance that was deployed to Pasadena during the Skynet patrol. He eventually meets up with a small band of scavengers consisting of Jennifer and her brother Patrick and a few others. You run a few scavenging missions to help out the scavengers, and then after a few run-ins with some Skynet patrols and T-800s, you end up working with a TechCom unit led by Commander Barron and assisting with carrying out the reconnaissance missions needed to take down Skynet. That's about as much story as I'll touch on, as the story is a roller coaster ride of excitement from start to finish and helps explain the events that were in the backstory of both Terminator and T2 Judgment Day that were never fully explored in detail before. And if you're a Terminator fan, then this is a story you've been waiting for. Let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is out in your standard looter shooter format with your standard Call of Duty controls. You've got your standard aim, shoot, crouch, reload, jump, sprint, and weapon wheel buttons, and everything works effortlessly without any hitches. Where the game differentiates itself from the standard shooter is the looting and crafting systems. In this game, you can pick up various items from bottles to clothes and machine parts that will allow you to craft new items such as med kits and lockpicks and even ammo and bombs. There's also the RPG aspects of the game where you can upgrade different aspects of Jacob Rivers' stats and abilities, such as the ability to hack various machines, lockpicking doors using higher end weapons, various buffs to include higher damage tolerance, and more. You're also able to customize your weapons from your standard pistol, Uzi, shotgun, and assault rifle to even various plasma rifle to have higher damage outputs, as well as extended clips, higher accuracy, and so much more. Fighting the various enemies from machines to Terminators is fun, albeit formulaic, as machines can oftentimes be taken down by the pistol or Uzi. However, when you encounter the Terminators for the first time, let me tell you, the game does not screw around at all. When I first encountered the T-800 series Terminators in the hospital, I nearly shit my pants as the Terminator music hits and it's loud, and I had the hairs on my neck stand on end. My tension and stress levels went into overload. The way you are introduced to them is so terrifying and nerve-wracking, especially given the fact that you cannot fight them head on, as your current equipment is ineffective at damaging them, and you will need to sneak around the T-800s to make your way through the hospital. And just when you think you've seen the last Terminator, you run into one after another, and you will have to adapt and overcome to your surroundings. Honestly, you're in a very helpless predicament, but you're gonna have to keep going until you reach the end of the level. And that brings up how smartly the game introduces its various elements, including the stealth aspects, as not only do you have to sneak around to avoid the T-800s detecting you, but you'll also have to lockpick doors, and given the stress of the situation, you need to be on your P's and Q's to survive. Oh, and also you can sleep with almost all the women in the game, and yes, I slept with all the women. Cue the Hodge Twins mating call.
Yeah! Yeah! Look at that form. Look at that. Look at it in perspective. Man, look, I gotta give y'all a disclaimer. That's why I'm laughing. Man, shut up, man. Go on and do your shit, man. You're fucking up the flow.
Anyway, let's get to graphics. Graphically, the game is serviceable but not stunning, and at times looks as if it's from the 360 and PS3 era, with stiff and awkward animations that can be jarring and can honestly take you out of the experience. Even the environments, which can at times look stunning, can, in that same breath and vision, look quite last generation. The lip syncing is, well, interesting, but again, it's serviceable. The Terminators, however, look fucking fantastic. But otherwise, yes, the graphics are serviceable. Now let's talk about the audio. The sounds of all the weapons all sound point on, especially the plasma rifles from the T-800 series Terminators. And honestly, the voice acting from Jacob Rivers is very well done. But everyone else is honestly either hit or miss.
When I heard that Private Rivers of the non-existent Pacific Division wants, no, needs to have a meeting with me, I thought, oh, what a lucky girl I am. But then I started thinking, who is Private Rivers? And why should I treat him as anything other than the deserter he is? So right now I'm hoping you give me a good reason why I shouldn't just skip the court-martial and execute you where you stand.
This is bullshit.
And what do we have here? A brave scavenger? Rivers, do you always bring unauthorized civilians to fight your battles for you?
We would have got to you sooner if you hadn't pulled out all your troops from Pasadena. People died there because of you.
And what did you do about it? Did you pick up a gun and fight back? Or did you run like you sewer rats always do?
And sometimes you can hear popping sound when you're doing voice acting or voiceovers. There's certain pops and pees that the microphones pick up on, and you can hear that from the voice actors. It's almost as if they're too close to the microphone when they're recording. It can be grating, honestly. Now let's talk about the downsides. Aside from the graphics and the voice acting being serviceable, the only other thing I can say is that once you get the plasma rifles and a few upgrades to those rifles, then the challenge is no longer there, and then the game becomes routine. Run here, shoot that, hack this, lockpick this, rinse, lather, and repeat. It's still fun, but ultimately routine. And with how restrictive the environments are, the illusion of an open world falls quite quickly. But also, it's worth mentioning is how short the game is, which at 8 hours roughly is about as much as you're going to get out of the game, and that can be honestly a letdown because it feels like by that marker, the game is just hitting its stride and then it ends. So in conclusion, with the wrap up, the strong story, a fun, albeit formulaic gameplay, and great world building and atmospheric situations you find yourself in, Terminator Resistance is a damn fine game, despite its few flaws. And honestly, if you can look past those flaws, then you'll find yourself enjoying a damn fine game that keeps you engaged from start to finish. And honestly, it will leave you wanting more. And even if you aren't a fan of the Terminator series, you'll find plenty here to love, and it'll definitely get you curious about the world of Terminator. So there you have it. That's the review. For Terminator Resistance, I want to give a special thank you to Teyon Games for sending me a review code for this about a month before the game even came out. So I've been playing this on Xbox One for about a month as of this recording of this video, and I put out a written review not long after I got the code, but the video review has just been in the works. So again, Teyon Games, thank you guys so much for sending me this code. I really appreciate it, and I think you guys would definitely love it. This game is most definitely, you need this game. It's definitely one of those games I highly recommend. Now, with that being said, what do you guys think? Do you guys have it already? Have you been playing it on Steam? Are you going to be playing on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going in the chat down below. That being said, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber, host of the #1 podcast in the state of Hawaii, the Kasanova Podcast. I will catch you guys on the next one. Deuces wild, too sweet, be the elite. I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. And since you made it here, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you enjoyed it. You can always check out mekelkasanova.com. If you want to support the content, we've got Patreon, as well as channel memberships and super chats. And with that being said, this is Mekel Kasanova. I enjoy you guys. I hope you have a great one. Mahalo, and see you next time.